Okay, we are live on YouTube, and Amale Ranianna, that person, she's not feeling well, so she has expressed her apology, so she could not join, in fact.
Okay.
Darling Selvi.
Yeah, she's not back. Okay, we'll go live now. Krishna, can you launch it?
I've launched it. We're live now.
We are live now?
Yes.
Good evening, one and all present here. I would like to begin today's faculty development program with a quote by Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Also, another quote by B.B. King's: the beautiful thing about learning is that nobody can take it away from you until a person dies, and it dies with a person. Esteemed panelists, participants hailing from diverse corners of the globe, I extend a gracious welcome to the last day of the International Faculty Development Program on Ethics and Values for Teaching Professionals and Administrators, organized by Globethics Academy based in Geneva, Switzerland, and the PG and Research Department of Commerce, Ranianna Government College of Women, Tirunelveli. I'm Rajulla, working with Globethics as its regional manager for South Asia, and I'm privileged to serve you as your host today. We feel truly it's an honor to host this prestigious event, which is attended by participants from India and abroad. This FDP isn't just a platform for learning, it's a journey towards excellence, innovation, and collaboration. Last 6 days, participants had the opportunity to engage with the expert speakers, exchange ideas, and gain invaluable insights about ethics and values in higher education with a focus to emerging technology and also artificial intelligence. The Globethics dream of having a society completely based on ethics will turn into a reality one day, and we have joined here to inaugurate the last day of the faculty development program on ethics and values for teaching professionals and administrators. Globethics has always provided great opportunities for creating knowledge based on ethics, which will lead to sustainability. Let me put forward a big thank you to all who are present here on this memorable occasion with us. We were overwhelmed by the splendid response. Before we proceed further, let's make a moment to acknowledge the significance of this occasion. Each day, all of you must have witnessed that the Zoom was full and many were watching live on the YouTube. On day one, we had 914 participants. On day two, we had 859 participants. On day three, we had 808 participants. On day four, 780 participants. And day five, 748 participants. And yesterday, we had 722. In total, so far, 1,315 participants have attended this particular FDP. It's also my pleasure to invite at this time Dr. Amale Ekuwe to deliver the special address. She is the Globethics Academic Dean, and she is here with her extensive experience and profound knowledge in the field will surely set the tone for what promises to be an enriching and enlightening experience for all. I take the pleasure of introducing Dr. Amale Ekuwe, who is a professor of ethics. She's originating from Togo. She's serving as academic dean and director of the academic department of Globethics Foundation in Geneva, Switzerland since 2019. Prior to her appointment to this position, She served from 2007 to 2019 as faculty member of the Ecumenical Institute of Bosse, attached to the University of Geneva, Switzerland, teaching social ethics, and from 2000 to 2006 as assistant professor at the University of Hamburg, Germany. Her research areas include inter alia, intercultural ethics, migration, and peace ethics. Dr. Amelie has widely published in these fields. Her publications include Walking with the Earth and Intercultural Perspectives on Ethics of Ecological Caring, Leading Ethical Leaders, Higher Education, Business Schools, and Sustainable Development Goals. It's an honor we have Dr. Amelie Ekwe with us today. I welcome Dr. Amelie Ekwe by virtually applauding her. Hearty welcome, dear Amelie. Please take over the floor.
Thank you so very much. Allow me to share my screen before I further address you. I hope this works well. And that you can all see the slide. I hope this is the case. First, permit me to greet you most cordially. I would wish to thank my colleague Rajula for the organization of this faculty development program and the excellent collaboration of the leadership of your distinguished institution, of all the faculty members and the extended team who has made this occasion possible. I would also like to greet the participants in attendance, because with choosing this faculty development program, you have made a firm decision, a decision to embrace ethical leadership. And that is precisely the main anchor point that we put in advance at Globe Ethics. And we know that we have in you a strong partner who supports this orientation. Ethical leadership is so important because, especially from an educational perspective, it is key to serve as role models. And as you know and have discussed and reflected upon, not only during this week, in times like these in which we are confronted with uncertainty, with fragility, but also increasing polarization, it is very important to not only enable learners to experience a climate in which they can learn about how to conduct a dialogue that fosters peace, that emphasizes the possibility of collaboration between people from different backgrounds. Plurality is one of the characteristics of our time, and often we experience that this plurality is not properly managed. And so we believe that higher education is the propitious locus of really testing, but also laying the foundation for this ethical leadership for learners. But I believe it is also something that institutions themselves should take on high on their agenda, because more often than not, we take ethics only as a subject matter, as a content that we want to transmit. But I think these times challenge us to embrace ethics also as an ethos and as a posture that we have to integrate. So it is all about a whole person formation or education, as you prefer. Maybe the more profound shift that we have to make in higher education when we speak about ethical leadership is that we are not only conveying and transmitting contents, but we are also leading and guiding towards the application of certain tools and practices in our realities. And therefore, what I would call the reading of the context is very important. We need to understand what marks our realities, what are the challenges and problems, so that we can devise appropriate responses to the challenges that we are facing. I think higher education is also the propitious location for developing such ethical leadership tools, because we can understand higher education as a space for intergenerational dialogue. This is also so important to my mind, because there are not many spaces where this can really be experienced from the bottom up. And if we provide such spaces, and if we nurture young people to really work on the challenges that we have in our world, from such a perspective of developing an ethos for advancing peace, for creating a more just society, then I think much is gained also in the wider society, where we experience that people lose a little bit the touch with the capacity to leading dialogues that bring people together. Now, in our vision, we have accentuated what is important with regard to ethical leadership. We think it is crucial to emphasize justice, inclusivity, and sustainability. These constitute the three anchor points in our vision, and we translate that in a very specific mission. We want to equip individuals, but also institutions for ethical thinking and decision making and action. And this can happen, as I mentioned, on the one hand, through higher education, and on the other hand, through policy engagement. So we cannot be content with the mere exercise of transmitting knowledge. We also need to find meaningful bridges into those institutions that are responsible for giving shape to our societies. And that's why we think that the area of policy dialogue is so important. But we need to do that from a non-invasive posture. That's why for us it is so important to do that from cross-cultural and from global perspectives. We need to take seriously what different stakeholders have to share. And we need to take seriously that in ethics we have certainly very different viewpoints, contextual viewpoints that are influenced by the different cultures and traditions that we are coming from, the different worldviews, but also the different academic schools and ways of approaching what ethics means in practice. And therefore, I think an educational perspective that takes values seriously in view of building a framework in which individuals, as mentioned, but also organizations, associations, can really work together around. That would be so meaningful for us. These are 8 values on which we work: justice, peace, dignity, inclusiveness, quality, sustainability, integrity, and responsibility. And throughout your program this week, you will have certainly deepened the understanding why such a values-based approach is important to foster ethical leadership. Thematically, we are doing this in our organization around 4 thematic strategic priorities. One is on ethics and standards in higher education, and the second one on ethics in sustainability and environmental justice. The third one, as I learned, has been also one accent in your study process this week is on ethics of digital and emerging technologies. And fourthly, it is about ethics of inclusive peace and responsible governance. And you will see that these priorities stand for themselves, but they are interconnected. And I think that is also important for each higher education institution to understand that they are, if you will, a space or miniature where all these 4 priorities can be experimented on. We can learn together how the procedures in our higher education institutions can be procedures and also structures that are guided by ethical principles. How do we recruit in higher education institutions? How do we accompany learners? How are our procurement processes ethically shaped, for example? And then can we make our higher education institutions as places where sustainability is truly lived, where, for example, green campus initiatives can be strengthened? How do we approach consumption or the stewardship of natural resources and the responsible use of energy as intrinsic parts of what we can do for sustainability? In other words, how we care for the planet, not only in terms of how we build theories, but how we give an example in and to the world. Now, the third priority on ethics of digital and emerging technologies is certainly of high actuality. It's all around us. We cannot escape it. And what is important to me is that we safeguard the humane centeredness of emerging technologies, their use and implementation, and that we balance carefully the challenges, the risks, and the opportunities. We know that risks are manifold, starting from the biases of the use of emerging technologies, especially artificial intelligence, with regards to the admission of learners, but also in the conduct of research. How can our knowledge creation still remain diverse? And how can we safeguard our research against possible biases? These are all very serious issues. But when we turn to governance and management of institutions of higher education, we also know how important data management is. We do need data and the analytics of data, but we need also to pay attention how these can be done in a safe manner, how we can protect the privacy of learners, of staff, and the entire stakeholder community. And last not least, this spills over into our whole society responsibility in higher education. Higher education is not only the space where we accompany the processes of teaching, of learning, and research. In other words, a space where we create knowledge and we transmit knowledge and circulate knowledge, but it is also a space where we engage in making an impact in our societies and communities. And we do hope that the learners will have sufficient tools, appropriate tools, to make a difference in the world, wherever they are called to. And I think this is one of the most enriching responsibilities that educators have, and perhaps also, as you will agree with me, one of the most fulfilling tasks to accompany young people in really preparing themselves for making this transition from a space of gaining knowledge to a space of making a difference in the world, for shaping societies to become more just and peaceful communities where people can live together regardless of their cultural, linguistic, social, and economic backgrounds, and can also think differently together, because I think the challenges ahead of us are challenges that we cannot necessarily all master at this moment in time. And therefore, it is so important to shape our capabilities. It's, in the genuine sense of the word, a capacity building that we would like to encourage. We would like to nurture the capacity of analyzing the problems ahead, and to devise appropriate responses and solutions for the manifold challenges. So it's all about a change of mindset and allowing ourselves to think afresh, sometimes perhaps even outside of the box, and then to act together, to collaborate. I think in the Sustainable Development Goals, we have one important goal that can unite us all, and that has particular significance also for the educational sector, and that is about collaboration and partnerships. And this is what we try to emphasize. And I'm going back to where I started with our emphasis on ethical leadership through higher education and global engagement. Thank you very much for your attention, but most importantly, for your dedication and for your commitment to ethics in higher education, and to taking the responsibility to making a difference through your practical engagement in this important space. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, dear Amalie, for your inspiring words and invaluable insights. And I honestly say that the vision that you expressed through your special address sets a strong foundation, being the last day of the FDP. And always you are extending unwavering support that definitely fuels our commitment to excellence and empowers us to navigate the ever-evolving landscape of ethics and values in higher education, not only in India, but also in South Asia. Plus, we have more than 20 countries participants attending from 20 countries. So it's going beyond. Thank you for your inspiring leadership, and also for being a beacon of inspiration to our academic community. And definitely, it's an honor that we had you. Thank you once again, Amalie. And I take this opportunity to invite Dr. Goodwin and also Dr. John Methuselah. John Methuselah is the course curator, and Dr. Joshua George and Dr. Goodwin, they are the course facilitators. So they may not be able to stay till the end. So I am inviting them to speak for 2 minutes about the participants' engagement and also their delivery, and also basically about this FTP. So first of all, I call upon Dr. Goodwin. Over to you, sir.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I feel very, very happy to be with this particular seminar, and as a panelist and as a resource person. I actually thank Globe Ethics and Rani Anna College. Both of them are doing really, really amazing work, because these days, which is mostly a concernful thing when it comes to the higher education institutions, where their more and more their focus is being laid on how to make them placed, how to make them go through the examinations. The focus was actually on exclusively on only getting through that particular examinations or getting placed, or there is no focus on overall holistic development of individual personality. In this particular context, it is really appreciating initiative where Globe Ethics has come forward to join hands with Rani Anna College and conducting this international workshop for the last six days. I, along with Dr. Joshua George and John Methuselah, we were sharing various topics and delivering various inputs, information, in which most of the participants, I have to really appreciate the participants who are coming across various states of India as well as outside India. They are taking part in this workshop, and there are wonderful questions, really, really insightful questions they are asking and trying to get certain relevant information. This ethics, which we are trying to imbibe in higher education, the need of the hour, actually, where most of the institutions are rather say, they're ignoring or they're not giving that much of importance in their curriculums, in their methodologies. We now are getting a chance to highlight how to focus ethics, how to imbibe ethics, how to engage ethics in various disciplines, and how to include ethical components in their pedagogy. So this is how an opportunity was given by the esteemed organizations from Geneva, Globe Ethics and Rani Anna College. Really, we are very much happy to take part in this as resource persons and deliver whatever we are trying to practice and put forward for the audience. I thank Dr. Emily for joining us. It's really a great honor to meet online. And Dr. Joshua, Dr. John Methuselah, Rani Anna College, and the host for the all 6 days, who is actually taking lots of pains in organizing and bringing together all of us, Rajula Madam. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I really feel honored and immensely, it's a great privilege for me to take part in this. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Goodwin, for being with us in this special journey. And you really contributed from your experience. You yourself as an ethics professor. So thank you very much for being with us, and also for the wonderful interaction that the participants had with you, and also being a principal, your precious time you've shared with us. Thanks again, sir. And I take
Thank you.
the opportunity to invite Dr. John Methuselah, who's the course curator, and he's here to speak about the motive behind this FDP, and also as a course curator, his observation about each day's delivery and also the participants' engagement and involvement during the process. Over to you, Dr. John Methuselah.
Yeah. Good evening and welcome, Dr. Amile. Good evening to all the participants, and thank you so much for allotting this time to me. I've heard Dr. Amile speak, not here also. I've heard her earlier also. I know her by what she speaks. Earlier also, I have known her. So I'm delighted to have her here today evening and to have talked to you. And I thank Globethics for giving this opportunity to be, the course curator for this faculty development program, which is very, very crucial. When we have got associated with Globethics, it was a journey that started for me back in the university before COVID. So I came in touch with Globethics when I was in the university as a research scholar. And later on, post the research and during the COVID time also, I had taken certain sessions with Globethics. So speaking about my association, it is such a long association, but what I have seen attending different programs was, there is a thirst in the faculty. There is an urge in all of them to stand for ethics, but then they don't find anybody to support them, or they don't find somebody who can say, yes, we are behind you, we will empower you, we will give you all kinds of support, intellectual support to go ahead and stand for ethics, or to see that ethics is implemented right from the classroom to the testing, assessment, the evaluation, and also to network with the other faculty to take forward the vision of Globethics. So this is what we were thinking of. And then when this opportunity has come for me to design this faculty development program, I thought what is lacking here and how we could connect. And the first thing I thought, we together thought was, this should not be an event management. So arranging faculty development programs should not be an event management. This should not be
You're breaking, Methuselah. Dr. Methuselah, you're breaking.
course where people can't, we are running, but we are going an event. Hello.
Yes, Methuselah, we can hear it. We lost you for 1 minute.
Okay. So what we were thinking of is, we are not event managers, but we are the people who build movement. So movement for ethics in higher education, because this is an area where no organization has touched. Everybody talks about ethics, but they have not worked in this niche area of ethics. I have made a study. No organization in India or abroad until I saw this Globethics were actually acting on ethics. And then in these two, in this 4 or 5 days that we have had with Globethics, this FDP and the other FDPs also we have done. So there we realized that all the faculty want to actually be very ethical, and they want to be partners in promotion of ethics. and they are ready for a network. And what I thought was, all the faculty, they are not faculty anymore, but they are the custodians of ethics. So as custodians of ethics, they need to be empowered. They need to be capacitated to become the proper custodians of ethics on the campus. And then it should be handed over to the next generation. So we are looking not at, this generation or an event, but then we are looking at handing over this as an heirloom for the next generation. This internalization of ethics is possible with all the faculty standing together hand in hand for this. And I have seen the spark in every faculty. Therefore, what I feel is this is just a beginning. We have made a beginning. Actually, we have broke the ground, and then now the fountain is actually opened. Now we are at the fountainhead, and this fountainhead must become a movement like a river, and then it has to go ahead. So this is what I wish, and I don't want to take much of the time because Dr. Joshua would be speaking. So once again, thank you very much, everyone, for participating, and we'll be together even after this program. We will have a lot of networking done, and then we will make you a part of all this, and we want you all to become the custodians, the owners of Globethics. So you have to take the ownership. Thank you, everyone. And Dr. Joshua, welcome once again. We are ready to listen to you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rajula.
Thank you, Dr. John Mathusala. And I especially thank you for your availability throughout the day and night. Anytime I had to discuss or consult something, and you never say no, and until and unless you are into some meeting. And you're a strong supporter of ethics, Globethics, and thanks for all the wonderful contribution and the special effort that you have done for Globethics. And we have grown because of your contribution, and it will continue beyond this FDP. Again, thank you so much. And let me take this opportunity to welcome the next speaker, Mr. Mandapalli Joshua Theodore George. And before that, as we embark on this journey together, let's embrace the spirit of curiosity, collaboration, and innovation. Let's try to make the most of this opportunity to expand our horizons, challenge our perspectives, and ultimately empower ourselves to lead the ethical transformation in our respective workplaces and wherever we are. And let me introduce the speaker now. Dr. Joshua George, he's an academic quality assurance specialist and a higher education expert with over 25 years of experience in international higher education. He has worked in Malaysia for 20 years and 4 years in Saudi Arabia as a consultant for the Ministry of Education on quality assurance matters. His previous responsibilities were lecturer in architecture, head of department of built environment, academic coordinator, principal, and head of quality assurance. He has 2 years of work experience in India also, 20 years in Malaysia, and 3.5 years in Saudi Arabia. His key achievements are he has assisted in obtaining an outstanding 6-star rank for the college in Malaysia twice in a row. He has developed a quality framework for technical colleges in Saudi Arabia. He has designed and developed a curriculum for many programs in inbuilt environment. He has achieved full accreditation for all programs by the Malaysian Qualification Agency. Dr. Joshua George is going to address all of us on the topic ethics arising out of the emergence of artificial intelligence. We virtually applaud you, Joshua, and please take over the floor.
Thank you, Ms. Razilla, for that kind words you told about me. Good evening to all of you, and special thanks to our wonderful panel speakers, Dr. John Mathusala and Dr. Goodwin. Dr. Goodwin, sir, is my guru, and really it's happy to see him after so long. And special thanks to Dr. Emily for being with us today and sharing a lot of insights into ethics in higher education. So because we are falling short of time, we hardly have 45 minutes, so I want to rush with the topic. Um, any questions you have, you can put in the chat box once towards the end of the session. Because if you write anything now, I may not be able to see, and so let's wait until the end. Okay. Yesterday we had a very meaningful session, and we were talking about the emerging technologies. All of you have taken part very aggressively in that. Uh, Before I start today's session, I just want to a disclaimer before I start. Disclaimer is I'm not trying to scare you or anything, or I'm not going to instill any fear about these technologies. What I'm trying to say is how the technologies work, which we saw yesterday, different types of technology, and what are the challenges the human society may face if these technologies take over the world. So that's that. With that scenario, we were today also we will be discussing about the ethics that will be arising out of the emergence of AI. Just like how for the people who missed yesterday's session, yesterday we spoke about the existing technologies and also the future technologies and how what will be the impact of them. And we spoke about blockchain, and we spoke about artificial intelligence and edge computing, and so many different things. So today we'll specifically focus on artificial intelligence. What will be the ethics that will be arising out of AI? Now, yesterday during our Q&A session, our chat session, I don't call it as Q&A session, we had a chat. During that time, one of the participants has raised this question like the people in the rural areas are not very well versed with this technology, which is true. So when I created this PowerPoint, I was thinking, what should be the most impactful slide? So this is the most impactful slide. We will be having technological haves and have-nots in the coming future. Previously, we had haves and have-nots. That means people who have money and who do not have money. Now we have people who are well versed with the technology and people who are not well versed with the technology, or people who do not know how to use the technology. These two categories of people. Now, people, because of this, so many technological innovations happening, technologies is permeating through every walk of, whatever, in every operation we do. So what happens for the people who are not having the same access as people in developed countries, especially the third world country people, may not have equal access to technology and the technological innovations. So they will be left behind. This gap will be there. This gap will be always there. People who are well versed with technology will eventually will have the lion's share. That's the reason why in yesterday's talk, I specifically told all of you, please don't stop your students from using AI. It is very essential for the students to use AI. Otherwise, they'll be at the losing end. Because very soon you'll have a group of people who are well versed with using technology and people who do not. So this is going to create a huge gap, and the employment chances are also dependent on this. Okay. Now, IMF has released a report. See, most of the things I'm going to share with you are not my own ideas. I'm not assuming something, and I'm not prophesying. I'm taking out straight from the source, some of the reliable sources. Like IMF says, 60% of the jobs may be impacted by AI with the current technology. Okay, they are talking about with the current technology, 60% of the jobs may be impacted by AI. Half of these jobs, because AI is integrated into productivity. Okay, for example, we are using ChatGPT to write. Like just now, one of my cousins, she called me and she was asking me, she wants to write a thesis and she wants to use ChatGPT. Okay, you go to ChatGPT, you key in, you'll get the entire content. Last year, I went to attend my nephew's wedding. Usually, it's my cousin's son. And normally, Even for her, when her daughter got married, I wrote the entire script, and for the wedding, and I was the MC for the wedding. So she expected me to do the same for her son's wedding, but this time around, she wanted her daughter and another girl to give away the vote of thanks, and she kept on asking me to write. I came in the last minute. I drove 800 kilometers and I went there, quickly took a shower, and rushed to the function hall to attend the betrothal function. The next day is the wedding, next day morning. And I'm very tired. I don't have time. By the time we finished dinner and came home, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And again, we had to get up and get ready and attend the wedding. So I didn't have time. So what I did, I quickly went to ChatGPT. This was last year, October, September, October. Then I quickly typed and it generated the vote of thanks. So what I did was I tweaked it a bit, deleted some parts, and immediately I sent it to my sister. And the next day, she said, "Oh, the speech is very good." Actually, 70% of the speech was generated by ChatGPT, not me. So we people who are using this generative AI, ChatGPT is generative AI, uh, a lot of writers can be replaced. People who are writing the columns, people who are writing the textbooks, a lot of writers can be replaced. Artists can be replaced. Okay, right now, AI is generating art, AI is generating videos. Last year, I think we had a seminar on AI, and one of the AI experts, was giving a talk, and I was in the audience. I was sitting and we were listening. Then I asked him one question. I asked him, "See, I am an architect myself. For architecture, bachelor's in architecture, we study 5 years. The previous course, 5 years we study. But with the current AI technology, you can use app, give it instructions, give it the site layout, tell how many floors you want, how many people will be residing in that, and how much of load will be falling on the dead load and the live load, or the live load, let us say. And you tell which, how many how many bedrooms you want, how many kitchens you want, or bathrooms you want, that sort of thing. And within seconds, it can generate at least 5 to 10 different variety of buildings. You can choose just within a couple of seconds. It won't take much time. You can pick and choose, and you can still refine. You can choose one of the buildings and still refine it. You say, I want gray color and white color paint. Okay, so I just want to look how it looks with that particular paint. It will generate immediately. Okay, you say, I want the kitchen to be moved the other side. It will change the kitchen. Or I want the steps to not 90 centimeters but 120 centimeters wide. So it will change it. Yes, without commands, the apps can generate an entire set. It can also generate an entire set of working drawings. So I said, I asked him this question, is it possible? And that guy said, it will be possible in coming years. Yeah, what he said is possible. To a certain extent, currently it's possible, but in future, it will be fully possible. Then I asked him, then what happens to the students who have enrolled in 5 years program? The course becomes useless, right? The same goes to multimedia programs. We don't need multimedia programs anymore. The AI is generating better work than the humans. So a lot of people who were using these sort of things, AI can be replacing them. But of course, AI will increase productivity. Just like I told you yesterday, AI doesn't take sick leaves, and it doesn't need any rest. 365 days, anytime it can generate, and it can create very fast. I also gave you an example yesterday about the curriculum. Last year, March, I have tested this. I just gave a command to ChatGPT asking it to develop curriculum for a diploma in quantity surveying. And within a minute, it created the entire curriculum. Okay, and the academics, probably 15 or 20 academic people would have taken another 6 months to do that. Okay, so that is the power of AI. So a lot of people may be displaced. Then this is another report from McKinsey Global Institute. It says in AI is going to replace 2.5 million US jobs by 2030 and an additional 12 million occupational shifts. That means worldwide, around 400 to 800 people may lose their jobs because of AI. Okay, that means AI is going to replace the workforce. This is also the report released in July 2023. Then Forbes also has released a report saying that 300 billion jobs could be lost worldwide by 2030. 300 billion jobs will be lost. That's 30 crores of jobs, but at the same time, AI and robotics, they can contribute to 15 trillion revenue worldwide, 15 trillion US dollars revenue worldwide by 2030. That means within another 6 years or 5 or 6 years, AI can contribute up to that much of money, which is quite huge. Okay. So when it is generating money, we may find new jobs coming up. For example, when internet came, a lot of jobs we stopped using letters. Okay, previously I think this generation don't know, but when I was a kid, we used to write letters. I write a letter to my mother, go to the post office, paste a stamp, and put it in the post box. Then it goes to my house probably 5 or 10 days later. Okay, so that was the system. Then came the internet. People started using emails. So what happens is this postal department, especially this envelope things, stamps and all, it slowly faded away. Now these postal departments are doing cargo business. Okay, they are sending cargo from this point to that point and all. That's what they have, of course, redefined their priorities, which is quite good, reinvented themselves to be in the market. So even new opportunities will always come up. Then the cell phone came. We stopped buying torches. We stopped buying alarm clocks. Previously, everybody has got alarm clock in their house. Only when the alarm rings, we used to get up. But now we don't have alarms. The cell phone is doing the job. We don't need torchlights. The cell phone has got that. We don't need compass. The cell phone is doing that. So many things have been replaced. So what happened to the people who were making a livelihood of all these things? They relocated. They upskilled, reskilled, and they went into some other profession. So that's exactly what's going to happen when the AI takes over. New jobs will be created and we will go to some other area. That's what's going to happen. So people who want to change will always find a job. They know how to survive. People who don't want to change will be blaming the AI and they'll be stuck in that rot forever. Okay, so this PricewaterhouseCoopers report says AI can generate 15 trillion US dollars by 2030. Now, what sort of jobs AI is going to replace? Okay, mostly for the time being, I'm talking about the time being with the current technology we have, low-skill repetitive jobs like data entry, telemarketing, customer service, assembly line workers. Actually, most of assembly line workers, most of them have been already replaced by automation, and whoever is left will be replaced by AI. Okay, so telemarketing, AI can process the information faster and generate answers faster with the vast amount of information. Okay, for example, I sometimes deal with the government agencies because we have a lot of foreign faculty working in Watson, and my boss asked me because I can speak the local language, Telugu. So he's told me, well, can you be a channel, help them with some other things? I said, okay, I can do that. So I talk with some of the government agencies, and when they give me the answer, actually I know more than what those people are telling me because I've been doing this for quite some time. So they give me some information. I know it's wrong, so I tell them very politely. I said, can you please check this with your superior and get back to me again? So. But whereas with AI has got tremendous amount of information it can process and it can give very accurate information. That part is there when it comes to telemarketing things and all. And it doesn't get exhausted. It won't put you on hold. Okay, that sort of thing. Then jobs that require technical skills, because AI can perform technical skills better than the human beings, because with when precision is required, with the dexterity of AI can do much better because AI doesn't get exhausted. See, for example, we human beings, after working 4 or 5 hours, we really get exhausted and we tend to make mistakes. AI doesn't do that, See, recently they have also used AI to perform what do you call that? AI nurse. They train the nurse AI to inject IV, okay, IV, the fluids, intravenous fluids. Then also to attend the patient, talk to the patient, and see what medicines to be given. And AI was almost 90% correct. Okay, so they're trying to still develop on that, and they want to make use AI nurses in future, AI doctors, AI lawyers, and all this stuff. So AI can be used to analyze medical scans, detect diseases, and even diagnose conditions. Just yesterday, I told you about the tiles, the smart tiles. The smart tiles have sensors, so when you're walking, the tiles can detect whether you have any anomaly in your bone structure, and they can immediately send that report to your doctor. The doctor will call you. Before you know, the doctor will call you and says, I think you better come and visit the hospital because I think there's something wrong with your bone density. Then you'll say, doctor, I'm perfectly all right. No, your tile has sent me the message, then when you go to the hospital, they do a test and it's confirmed, So this sort of technology is smart technology, AI. Most of the places where um, technical skills are required, AI can replace the human beings. But there are some areas where AI cannot replace. Yesterday, I think one of the participants has rightly said, AI cannot replace the human beings when it comes to creativity, which is correct, when it comes to emotional intelligence or creativity, complex problem solving, for the time being, I said for the time being, AI cannot replace, because for the time being, they are AI still targeting at AGI, artificial general intelligence. That means the AI will be equal to the human. But when they talk about artificial super intelligence and artificial sentience, then what happens is AI can be more intelligent than us, more powerful than us. That time, probably AI can replace even areas where that requires creativity and other things. So it all depends on the development or evolution of AI. Currently, a lot of jobs are, this is a report released by the World Economic Forum. A lot of jobs are very fast declining. One is bank tellers and related clerks, postal service clerks, cashiers, ticket clerks, data entry, administrative and executive secretaries, material recording and stock keeping clerks, accounting, bookkeeping, payrolls, legislators, officials, statistical, finance and insurance clerks, door-to-door sale workers, news and street vendors, and related workers. These are very fast declining jobs because AI is taking over a lot of things. I went to one railway station in one country. You know what happens? There's literally nobody in the station. That means nobody manning that. There are, of course, passengers are there, but nobody's manning the station. You have 20 or 25 vending machines which give you the ticket. Out of 20, 25, around 5 machines give you the change if you want the change. Or you can even touch your debit card and credit card and the ticket is generated. Okay. Currently, they're using the phone pay type of like Google Pay apps kind of thing where the QR code, you use the QR code. So the ticket is dispensed. Then there will be wonderful, just like an airport, you have the screens which tells you which platform the train is going to come within how many minutes. Okay, and the live status of the train, which area you can take. So I think I have never seen anybody, no office, nothing. Probably there are maybe a couple of people somewhere doing something else. I don't know what they're doing, but on the front side, I did not see anyone doing anything. It's fully automated. Everything is fully automated. Even on the platforms, I have not seen any railway worker, even controlling the traffic. Nobody was there. Okay, so that's the level. So a lot of ticket clerks, giving ticket clerks, cashiers, might soon vanish. Even now, you go to the banks in India, they're telling, if you want to withdraw money, they're telling, please use the ATM outside. That's what they're telling. Okay. So the cashiers will be lost, bank tellers will be gone. Postal service clerks, I already told you. Um, that's another area. Then administrative executives, secretaries will be gone because AI can be a personal assistant. I think personal assistant, AI personal assistants are already there. So you don't need human beings to do that job. AI can do everything better than human being. Stock keeping, material recording, accounting. Why I'm giving you this list of things? Because if you are running any programs in this, or if you're planning, your children are planning to take up any of these professions, okay, I think you need to give it a second thought. Okay, so if you are running any programs in this, any diploma courses or degree programs in this, probably you have to think about a contingency plan or a plan B. These are the fast growing jobs according to the World Economic Forum again. AI and machine learning. See, you can use this data to come up with the new programs. If at all you don't have these programs, sustainability specialists, business intelligence analysts, information security analysts, fintech engineers, data analysts and scientists, robotics engineers, electrotechnology engineers, agricultural equipment operators, digital transformation specialists, a lot of technology related jobs. So, because you'll be more of a management or analysts and managers. So, these are the fast growing jobs. Actually, World Economic Forum forgot to mention something, for the time being, the profession which you require hands to operate, like for example, you want to be an electrician or air conditioning repairer or tile maker or the mason. Okay, so these are the professions skills which require skills. Okay, so those are the jobs currently AI cannot replace. Maybe in future, but currently not. So and in coming coming years, I think people who have the skills will earn more than a professor in a university. Okay, so that can be scenario. So people who are into skill programs, just yesterday we were discussing about decentralized autonomous universities. So if you can come up with very innovative programs which AI cannot replace, I think it will be very useful to the society. It will make your students more employable. Okay, so these are the fast growing jobs. So probably you can keep an eye on this and try to introduce some of the new programs into your universities. Now, what are the ethics that are posed by ethical dilemma posed by AI? Some of the things we already, because any ethical issue posed by technology can be relevant even to AI. Okay, one is security concerns, explainability, accountability, deepfakes, misinformation, exploitation of intellectual property, loss of social connection, balancing ethics with competition. I'll go a bit fast because we are running out of time. Okay, invasion of privacy. Okay, this is a report by the Global Surveillance, AI Global Surveillance, AIGS. It says 160 countries are using AI surveillance. So there is a privacy problem, he says the important question is whether governments are abusing the technology or using it lawfully. Orwellian surveillance methods are against human rights. What is Orwellian? George Orwell, right? George Orwell has written a book about the future, and whatever he's written there, maybe if you have time, you can read that. Exactly is happening now. He was imagining a dystopian future for the humanity, where everything is controlled, everything is monitored, and we are totally under monitoring. Totally under surveillance. So that exactly, 176 countries are using AI surveillance. So people don't have any sort of privacy. Some people say, oh, that's a good thing, criminals can be caught easily, and all this stuff. But that I don't think so, because in America there are millions of cameras, video cameras, and the crime rate is also very high. Actually, in India, the crime rate is very, very low when compared to America. Do you know that? Okay, our crime rate is very low when compared to American crime rate, but the statistics show you something else. But America is really a dangerous place to live. And there are millions of cameras, and they're unable to catch the perpetrators. So I don't know whether this is possible, but they can snoop around. Okay, government can snoop around the people whom they don't like. If they sense some sort of resistance or rebellion, then they start surveilling us. Bias, okay. Developers may program biased AI systems without. Yeah, this is everything boils down to the information that is fed into the AI systems. What is the type of information AI uses? Yeah, yesterday also I told you about Amazon because they shut down the AI for recruitment because it's always selecting males rather than females. Also, I told you that right now most of the companies are using AI as a recruitment tool. So when you apply for the job and you mention there the job specifications, you say we want young and energetic individual who is who can work longer hours and who can take the pressure. These sort of words you're using, AI will assume that you are looking for a younger person because anybody above 45 is not energetic. Anybody who is about 45 cannot take the pressure. They will develop health concerns. So it will assume that and only select younger people. This is the problem with that. Then security. Yesterday also we told about blockchain. Though blockchain is the most secure system, but still it is susceptible to hacks. Yesterday, I told you about that. Explainability. Because AI is dependent on a lot of neural networks, it's very difficult to understand how the AI came to this conclusion. We have to accept it on face value, but we actually don't know the reason behind how it came up to that particular conclusion. Accountability. Let's say some negative outcome came. Who is responsible? Is it the Elon Musk or company like the Tesla company, or is it the guy who created the AI tool? That's a big another dynamic question. Okay. Yesterday we spoke about deep fakes. I told you that this is a very famous deep fake. Actually, this is the original guy, and his AI has converted his face into Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the famous Hollywood actor, the actor in the Mission Impossible. So now when this guy is talking, this image is showing Tom Cruise and behaving like Tom Cruise. And if you go to internet, there are thousands of videos where they show Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator guy, wearing a frock, and a lady's dress and singing a song like that. And he's shown as though he's just 25 years old because that one was taken from his younger films. So this is deepfakes can be very, very misleading. And currently we don't have any way to detect these things. Only thing is government only can ban them. Then misinformation. Okay, sometimes when I use, my boss will ask me to get some information on international rankings, so what I do is instead of wasting time searching, I go to ChatGPT and type what is the last day for submission for this document, and immediately ChatGPT will give me a date. So I will just copy it and send it to my boss saying that this is the one. But later I found out that that's a false information because ChatGPT is taking from 2022 statistics, not 2024. So AI can give wrong information as well. So the students, it's difficult for the students to distinguish which is the correct one and which is not, which is inaccurate information. So they may end up believing inaccurate information or end up learning about it. The problem with learning wrong things is unlearning is really the most toughest. I know that through experience. Okay, when I studied in one of the very good schools in India. But the thing is, because we had it was long back, and some of the teachers did not know how to pronounce words correctly. So I too learned I did not learn the actual pronunciation. So when I went abroad, people started pointing out that I pronouncing these words a bit inaccurately. So then we had apps like what is that? Uh, jsig.com or something. So that app, if you type, it will give you a very accurate pronunciation. Then I realized, oh, some of the words I'm pronouncing are wrong. That's because my teachers taught me wrong. But to unlearn that, it took me a very long time because all my life I was using the same pronunciation. So this is the problem. Even students learn something, for them to unlearn will be a very difficult task. Okay, intellectual property. See, AI, to train AI, they use certain algorithms, and some of the authors like John Grisham. John Grisham is a very famous novelist. So these people have sued the company, saying that the company has been unauthorizedly using OpenAI for all this training the ChatGPT and other generative AI. Another one is okay. See, AI can generate. See, you give a story, you tell about. I need a story to be developed about a girl and boy falling in love, and the father is opposing this, like a Hindi movie, and AI can come up with a story immediately. Okay, and you elaborate more, you give more instructions. Okay, these instructions, is called prompt engineering, right? You give more prompts. What happens is it can give you a full movie story. It can generate. Recently, in Telugu film industry, one of the directors has used AI music. He didn't use a music director. Instead of that, he used AI to generate the music, and nobody could differentiate. Nobody knew that it was the entire music was generated by AI. It sounds authentic. Very soon, you will have movies that features AI characters. That means, let's say, for example, you want to be the hero of the movie, you can write your own story and tell AI, and AI can generate a full length movie with you as a hero or a heroine. So, so the creative cinema industry, the multimedia industry, all these industries will be at a particular loss. And AI has been trained using same information. So this is an intellectual property exploitation. But there are no laws. Currently, there are no laws how to handle this issue. Lots of social connection. When people see Elon Musk's Optimus AI, they're focusing. I told you about they're showing the videos. They're showing the Optimus folding even the Xpeng Iron, that model from China, folding the blankets or the towels, and they're taking the egg from one place and putting it in a crate. Okay, because just to show the dexterity of the AI. Now, their main target is to create a AI helper, because they know that people will be rushing to buy a AI helper. Can you imagine a robot which can clean your house, wash your dishes, fold your clothes, keep the house clean, mop, paint, do whatever it is, it can do. It can repair the things. It can repair electrical. It can replace the bulbs and all. I think people will even take personal loans and buy such an AI, because people are looking for that. Okay, people, especially in living in urban areas, they're really longing to have this sort of things. That's why Elon Musk knows that AI helper will have a huge market base. So they're focusing on that. And very soon, it's a reality. By 2027, 28, or by 2030, I think most of us will be having an AI helper in the house. So what happens is, we spend a lot of time with the AI, giving it instructions, talking to it and all, considering it, and we try to treat it like a human, and we slowly tend to lose social connection. Now, you already know with cell phone technology, we are already losing the social connection. My son will be always in a room. He won't come out of the room. As soon as he comes from the school, he'll immediately rush to the room, lock it. He's a teenager. He's 13 years old. He goes, locks himself inside, and he doesn't come out until his mother calls him for dinner. Okay? And this is the same. I thought it's only my son that has got a problem. So when I spoke to the other parents in the parents teachers meeting, they're also telling it's the same problem everybody is facing. The social connection is lost. With AI, it will be still worse. Okay, because AI is more dynamic than a phone, right? So that's one. Then balancing ethics with competitions. Okay, if you're playing with an AI, companies are taking time to ensure the technology is ethically designed and that it contains stringent security measures. Okay, AI can. What sort of security AI can provide? There is a movie. I think the name of the movie is Mother. You know, Hollywood movies are really good when it comes to all this technology. You know, so we always watch Hollywood movies. There's a movie called Mother. In the movie Mother, that one robot creates multiple robots, and they communicate each other wirelessly, Wi-Fi. So this protagonist, she don't know she killed the mother, but what happens is this information is passed to the other robots, and they take over. So the bottom line is AIs can communicate wirelessly, just like Wi-Fi communication, they can do that. So what type of ethics if one AI decides that human beings are a risk to the world because they're damaging the trees, ecology, and all. That information passes to all the other robots, and they gang up to kill the human beings. So this is another one. Legal ethical the considerations. The writers, they went on a strike 2023 because some of the legal considerations are violation of intellectual property, which we just discussed, data privacy issues. Okay, so some of the information they don't like to disclose, but whereas the ChatGPT and all discloses it, without them agreeing for that, so that's a data privacy issue. The other one is a violation of employment regulations. Okay, employment regulations, because I'll give you an example. The Hollywood employs the writers to write something, and the AI completely changes it, or they take a part of what you have written, feed into AI, make it better, and use it, and they start paying you lesser money, and they employ you for these many hours of time or for this much of call sheet, and they cut it down. They use graphics inside. These sort of things are employment violation of regulations. So another one is inappropriate usage of copyright data. Okay. See, it's very difficult to know which is copyrighted and which is not. See, for example, you have written a novel and you copyright it, and somebody else is using. Unless you know that somebody else has used, you cannot file a case against him. That's the thing. That goes to music or any other thing, copyrighted data. So, the AI can tweak it, make it look. Just now we were talking about Turnitin, right? There are apps which can which can make the students bypass Turnitin. Okay. Currently it's still existing. Some of the apps are there which will so the teacher will not know whether the student has copied any plagiarism, because there are apps which can do that. Then consumer confidentiality, then inaccurate usage of generative AI output. You can use it for a very dubious ways, that sort of thing, which we spoke, which we discussed yesterday about the recording. Yesterday I told you about the recording, and also about the video conference where a Hong Kong firm lost $120 million. So how can we address this? Now we are coming to the main one. How can we address this dilemma? One is integrating code of ethics, integrating code of ethics into AI. That is the most important thing. Okay, somebody else is creating these machines, AI, even generative AI. Somebody is developing this. We don't know who they are. What is their background? What are the intentions? How many people, how many stakeholders are involved in this? We also actually don't know. We are just end users. We are all users. That's it. So the countries who can take care of this, the nations, the countries can take care of this, and even the intellects, the academic can take care of this and make sure that the code of ethics has been imbibed into the AI. Okay, all the stakeholders have to be a part of this and to make sure so that AI doesn't become a threat to the human race. Ensuring diversity and inclusion. So when you are training your AI system, you should make sure that it understands the importance of equity, diversity, and inclusion. That sort of thing. Every race, every gender must be included. Whether it's hiring process or admission process or whatever it is, you're admitting some student in the college, the system should look beyond any all these things. Regular monitoring of AI system. AI system must be monitored regularly, so that it doesn't cause any harm to the human beings. And there must be some sort of protocols in place where if AI is trying to, because it is our neural network and something goes wrong, it must be shut down immediately, that sort of thing. Training and educating employees. Employees also should be educated on AI ethical implications, and they should know, youngsters like my son, who is in the teens, they are very excited to use AI and they're looking forward for all these machines, because the gadgets, they like gadgets. Okay. So, but we also have to tell them the ethical issues that can arise out of AI so that they cannot be, it doesn't come as a shock to them. Transparency, when if anybody who's all these people, companies which are developing have to be transparent to the stakeholders, tell them what are the problems that can come. Like, for example, in you're buying a medicine, there will be on the box there will be like the side effects, so similarly, there must be transparency in the AI system, what AI can do, what AI in what way AI can be disruptive, that sort of thing. And also how the decisions are made, what algorithms are used, and all this stuff. Okay, privacy, avoiding privacy concerns. So when data is collected and all, immediately the first thing that comes into picture is privacy. How can AI protect the privacy? So this is another area we need to address. And AI should be trained in such a way that there's no problem with the data privacy acts. Human rights issues as well. Okay, I'll go one step further. Not only AI harming the individuals, AI can harm individuals by replacing their jobs. Okay, so AI should be limited to areas where it is more productive. Rather than, these companies, because they invested billions of dollars into AI development, they're forcing this technology upon us. They're telling, every video you see that they'll be praising AI and that they'll be telling AI how AI can transform the world, AI can do this, AI can do that, AI can do, they are subliminal messages. They're slowly sending messages into our brain for us to accept that, wow, AI, we are nothing before AI, AI is great, that sort of thing. Which is quite dangerous. We need to be a bit aware of all the such things. The academic people have to warn even the students, man, don't think AI is a god. Okay, it is created by the human beings and it can be controlled by the human beings. Okay, no matter what. So governments also should allow, it could be a little bit take control measures wherever AI can increase productivity. Okay, we can use AI. Wherever AI doesn't make much difference, the humans should be allowed to do that, Okay, also we have to foresee the risks, what risks AI can produce, and how the prevention methods, how we can prevent those things. Okay, from time to time we conduct the reviews and see what, when people see problems will only be known when we are using that, When we use AI, only then we'll know what are the problems. So yesterday I told you about one incident where a student was asked by AI to die. So these sort of things can be reviewed from time to time, and some preventive measures can be developed. Okay, and also people like Globethics have to play an active role in developing ethical AI. So these are some of the ethical concerns which arise out of AI, and these are how the methods how to counteract them. Sorry, I had to rush with the whole because we are running out of time. We are almost coming to 7:30. So I will hand over the control back to our moderator, Ms. Razula.
Thank you, Joshua. What a wonderful mission journey. It was really nice. And sometimes it is scary, what you have spoken. It is true. That's a reality. And that is what is happening around us and also in the world. But for us, mainly, India, job is very necessary. So from many commands, like, will it replace the job? Will it replace the job? And probably, I think some kind of fear, the insecurity feeling. So what is your piece of advice for the audience out there?
Yesterday also I told the same. The main intention of developing AI itself is to replace human beings. Okay, to increase the productivity, to cut down the cost for efficiency, better use of resources. The people who are developing all these things are telling a lot of very sweet words, saying that AI can do this, AI can do. But at the end of the day, they are looking at profits. How can they make more profit with less expenditure? That is so AI will eventually replace. When automation came up, okay, it replaced a lot of jobs. But then again, you have to realize one door closes, another door opens. So new jobs will be created. I think there will be more jobs for psychologists, counselors, um, people who are doing jobs with their hands, like technical people, electricians and all these people. Then people who are controlling the AI, like machine learning experts, analysts also may have a good future there. Uh, okay, so there will be new avenues opening. Okay, and AI can be used for in hotels. Already in some of the hotels in Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, and all, they are using robots too as a service. The robot will bring the food. You order, everything is perfectly done. It will bring the food and all. But the food is prepared by the chefs, the human beings. But slowly it may be replaced by the machines, because we are already trying that, because we already have in Singapore there's a dosa machine. Okay, it makes dosas. Just pour the that mavu into that, and everything. It'll every 20 seconds one dosa will come out. Every 20 seconds one dosa will come out. So they made 3-4 machines like that, and dosas. You just say dosa, within 20 seconds the dosa will be on a table. Okay, that's the speed at which. So machines are there. Okay, so AI can also replicate these things. Possibilities are job loss will be there. I'm not going to give any false hope. Surely there will be job loss. It's not me telling that. It's the World Economic Forum which is telling that. So job loss will be there, but new jobs will be created. What new jobs? We're still not very clear about the new jobs that are going to come up. But so we have to reskill ourselves. So
Yeah.
I'll try to quickly answer some of the things, some questions. How can academicians stay updated? We have to use artificial intelligence. That's how we get updated. We have to be one step ahead of our students. Your student should not be more intelligent than you, right? So we have to start doing that. Okay. Okay. How can AI be helping the organized sector to have a better livelihood? Organized sector. This is a very profound question, which I'll come back later. Okay, can AI replace farm workers in banana cultivation, vegetable harvesting? Yes, it can, because it's already being done by machines. Currently the machines which we have are at a very lower level of artificial intelligence. That means they follow the instructions. You give them a particular set of instructions, they'll follow. But if a fully developed AGI can do much better, so it can work in the farms. It will be done, but I don't think for the time being that is possible. It will take us a couple of more years to do that. Okay, there has been news about deepfake videos, how to overcome this issue. Currently, we cannot do anything, but some of the platforms, social media platforms, recently they say don't post any deepfake videos, because they have the algorithm to detect that. And they said if you post a deepfake video, we'll ban you permanently, that sort of thing. So during US election, they created some deepfake videos where Trump and Elon Musk are doing the dance for Staying Alive, the Bee Gees song. Okay, some other things. So they said don't do that, but there's no way to stop. That's the thing. Okay. how can governments play in raising awareness about deepfake detection? This is it's a very wide topic. People have to. We know about phone scams. Government has been telling a lot. We don't ask you about OTP. We don't ask about this, and that. Still, we are providing them. When the scamsters call us, we still providing the information, right? So government will on its part will alert us, but it's all up to us. We should have the proper awareness. Okay. Is there is the AI good to us or not, Dr. Suresh Babu? What will happen in the future with the AI? Now it's very, very difficult to answer this question because even the AI experts don't know what AI is capable of doing. Every day they're finding out new what do you call new uses of AI, new applications of AI. Whether it will be useful or not, that's a $1 million question, sir. We have to still wait for a couple of more years to answer that. Okay. What ethical guidelines should we follow to ensure responsible AI in teaching and student assessment? Actually, I think I covered this topic. Sorry, I covered this with Christ University just now. Okay, teaching and student assessment. We have to be transparent. Okay. Maybe some other time I will handle this topic because it's a very wide topic on quality assurance. Just before I was talking to you, I gave a talk to another group, and I was talking about quality assurance and assessment and all these things. Okay, what is the future of academicians in the emerging age of AI? We can be creators, Okay, maybe AI can replace some part of academic delivery, okay, but not in major universities, maybe in rural areas, maybe in wanton, places where there is a lot of wars. Those areas maybe AI can replace. But for the time being, we still need researchers. We need research to be done. We need people who can deliver the content at a higher level because students still prefer human interaction rather than a machine. So for the time being, I don't see much threat. But in coming after 5 years, probably there will be, a major threat. So we have to redefine ourselves and think what can be done. But at the same time, we are also creators. We can create new programs to make the students employable. At the end of the day, every student must be employable. So we can create new programs, new courses, and all. Okay. Please share this wonderful PPT. Yes, I will share it. Miss Rajala, madam, will share with all of you. Okay. How can we get national, international level seminars, conference in our college? This is Miss Rajala will answer this question. AI used for writing research paper thesis or dissertation is ethical. Ethical means last year in a medical journal, two medical experts have written an article. And the third author, whom they mentioned, the third author, ChatGPT. Okay. And it was published, this article was published. They acknowledged that the third author was ChatGPT. So AI can be used for research papers? Yes. Yesterday also I was telling you this. There's one guy who was telling that in future, you don't need PhDs. Okay, you don't need any researchers. AI will do all the research. So these PhD degrees may be gone forever, that sort of thing. Maybe we'll be focusing on something else. Then next, I think we will stop here and I'll hand over the control to Ms. Razula.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Joshua George. How nice it was, your talk today, and how wonderful, how meaningful, and won't it continue again for another 10 to 15 days? I'm not saying that, but I think I'm echoing with the thought of the participants out there. And then someone has put, respected ma'am, inform any other programs, please inform. I'm very sad because today is the last day. Gained more knowledge from this wonderful program. So everyone actually want the program to be ongoing because I think it is needed on day-to-day basis. I think mainly for the teachers because they have to take part in the teaching learning process on day to day. And they studied in a situation when AI was not there. I think mostly I see a lot of associate professors, principal, and then deputy registrar, HODs. So they are on senior category. And learning artificial intelligence, it's not that easy because they studied in a time like I come from a time when there wasn't any telephone or electricity in my village. So that is how, and then like updating, sometimes it is easy, but when it is artificial intelligence, it's not that easy. Machine learning, deep fake, all those things, but yet they have to learn it because they are teachers. So they have to definitely, update with regard to artificial intelligence. And we have to, in fact, close this program. And let me just take this opportunity to thank Dr. Joshua George. And we have come towards the end of the program. And I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Joshua George for gracing us with this, with your presence and invaluable insights, expertise, experience, and knowledge. And definitely, I will come back to you again to have similar program for this audience, plus more audience out there. And your profound insights into the area of ethics arising out of the emergence of AI in the digital sphere, encompassing big data, AI, blockchain, and machine learning. And it has left an indelible mark on our minds and indelible mark on the minds of the participants. Your expertise has not only broadened our understanding, but also ignited our enthusiasm for the future possibilities within these domains. We are immensely grateful for the invaluable knowledge you've shared with us, and we look forward to applying this insight to navigate the ever-evolving landscape of technology, mainly in higher education. Once again, thank you for your time, wisdom, and inspiration. Thank you, Joshua. I have few announcements for the participants, and you've been asking about the feedback, and I repeat the announcement what I've been telling every day. So after this, today is the last day, and we don't have any more FDP from tomorrow, but definitely will come out with FDP. We will keep you posted about that one. So already pre-survey is completed, and there is going to be a post-survey questionnaire, and you will receive it tonight. Only the attendees will receive it. The one who attended each day, even if you attended one day, you will get the post-survey questionnaire. You have to fill it and then submit it. Again, we have to learn from this post-survey questionnaire. So please do it. And when you submit the post-survey questionnaire, then we again, send you with the feedback link. That is where you have to actually share your feedback. And when you submit your feedback, you will get your certificates. And today I mentioned that more than 1,350 participants over the 7 days have attended. So we have a lot of data work and it will take time. So your certificate will start coming only after 8 to 10 days. So within 10 to 15 days, you can expect the certificate from us. Please give us time for us to work on your data. And we have already launched it on YouTube, and then it will be there on our YouTube page, and then you can actually watch and share with anyone. And also we request, because you've been telling that it is very beneficial, and even my head office would like to know how much it is useful to you. So about this FDP, what have you learned, and then how you're going to apply the learning in your personal life and also in your professional life. If we can, and we welcome video testimony. If you like, we can post it on our website. Also, we make a report. We'll include if it's a written testimony. If you have any future plan to do something in your institution, awareness program with your students, with your faculty, or you want to start ethics cell, and if any such a thing that is there in your thought right now, and you need support, you can contact us. When you implement, do let us know. And we welcome testimony about this particular program. You all have our email ID. It is india@globethics.net. And otherwise, you can reply, because the Zoom meeting link comes from our india@globethics.net ID. So you could actually share your testimony with us and also your future plans. If you need any guidance for collaboration, you can definitely write to us. And that's all about the announcement. We have come to the closer. And I take this opportunity on behalf of the PG and Research Department of Commerce, Rani Anna Government College of Women, Tirunelveli, and Globethics Academy based in Geneva, Switzerland, to thank each and every one of you. I thank Dr. Amale Ekuve, who is the academic dean, who wanted to execute this program in India and also in South Asia. So she addressed all of you today. So I thank her. And also I thank the principal of Rani Anna Government College, Dr. J. Sumita, for her kind support and also her willingness to partner with the Globethics Academy. I thank Dr. Darling Selvi. She could not join because of her ill health. And also I thank the post-curator, Dr. John Methuselah. And I thank the facilitator, Dr. Goodwin, and also special and heartfelt thanks to the one who spoke a lot about AI and a lot of information we received. And we have Dr. Joshua George with us today. So thank you, Joshua, again. Thank you, dear participants. Without you, we cannot execute anything from our side. And sharing your precious time and your patience from India and also abroad. We're extremely privileged to have all of you here since day one till now. May this faculty development program be a beacon of knowledge and inspiration for all. Have a great evening. Thank you, and we will meet again. Thank you so much.